If something in your spirit has been whispering, it's finally time. This message may be your divine confirmation. If you've been feeling like you're standing at the edge of a long-awaited breakthrough, like heaven has been unusually quiet and suddenly you feel movement in the atmosphere, this is no coincidence. The angels have been instructed to speak clearly now, and what they want you to hear could shift everything. There's a reason your heart has felt expectant. There's a reason your spirit has been unusually sensitive, because God has hidden something beautiful for you, not from you. And now, at last, that time of hiding is coming to an end. Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome to this sacred space where heaven speaks and your spirit is heard. Whether you are new here or returning to this community of divine seekers, I want you to know your presence is not an accident. It never is. This moment was orchestrated. Your angels have led you here because the message you are about to hear carries the clarity, the comfort, and the confirmation you've been praying for. So before we go any further, take a deep breath. Let the noise around you fade. Let this be a moment between you and God. And while you're here, gently tap the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Not out of pressure, but out of positioning. Because when you stay connected to what God is speaking, you remain in alignment with what He is doing. Now, before we dive into this prophetic word, I want you to do something bold. Type the words "I believe" in the comments. Speak it in faith, even if you're tired. Write it as a declaration, even if part of you still wonders how it will happen. Your agreement is powerful. Your words carry weight. And when your declaration meets heaven's timing, miracles begin to move. Now, let us begin. The angels say, the one you've been waiting for has been kept hidden, not because God forgot, but because the preparation was too sacred to rush. You've cried, you've questioned. You've wondered why love hasn't arrived while others seem to pair off so easily. But what you didn't see is what was happening behind the veil. God has been raising up someone for you, a person younger than you, wealthy in both spirit and material blessing, positioned for kingdom impact. They weren't ready before, and neither were you. This isn't just about romance. It never was. This is about divine assignment, a partnership that unlocks destiny, a union that restores what the enemy tried to steal, a love that will bless generations to come. And so, God hid them. He covered them in spiritual obscurity. He placed them under the care of angels who guarded their growth, their pain, their awakening. He did the same for you, because had you met each other too soon, it would have fractured the promise. But now the veil is lifting down. The angels say they're finally coming. You'll know it by the shift in your atmosphere. You'll notice divine interruptions and encounters that feel too aligned to be random. Your dreams will become more vivid. You'll start seeing repeating signs, certain numbers, names, colors, or phrases that seem to chase you down. Your heart will grow more expectant, not from desperation, but from divine assurance. And in your quiet time, the Holy Spirit will begin to whisper things like, prepare the space, stay ready, it's closer than you think. Take a moment and ask yourself, could this be what you've been sensing lately? Now let this confirmation settle in your spirit. Isaiah Unpoplutiga Bonding Symbian Blessed declares, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? Yes, beloved, you will know it. And here is the beauty of it all. This person is not just financially blessed, but spiritually rich. They've been walking through their own wilderness. They've been tested in silence. They've asked God over and over when they would meet someone who doesn't want just their success, but their soul and their spirit is now being drawn to yours. Your meeting won't be a collision, it will be a convergence. Your paths will meet, not through striving, but through divine timing. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. This is your time. The connection will bring healing to areas you didn't know were still sore. You'll feel safe in ways you've never felt before. You'll be able to rest, not just physically, but emotionally. Gone will be the days of questioning your worth, wondering if you're too much or not enough. This person will see you, not the polished version, not the version you've had to present to survive, but you, and they will love you there. Let this settle in your soul. God did not delay your love story. He preserved it. Preserved it from counterfeits. Preserved it from sabotage. Preserved it so that when it arrives, you'll be ready to receive, not resist. Now listen closely. There are signs you'll see as this person approaches. You'll notice a new level of peace around your singlehood, not because you've given up, but because your spirit knows it's near. You'll feel prompted to prepare not in anxiety, but in joy. You may feel led to clean spaces, change routines, let go of old relationships or emotional entanglements. You may even lose certain friendships that were keeping you anchored to a version of yourself you've outgrown. Don't fight it. It's the clearing before the connection. You'll also notice divine encouragement, the kind that meets you exactly where you are. Videos like this, words in prayer, scripture that jumps out at you like Psalm 37:2-4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. The more you delight in him, the more he reveals the who and the why behind the desire. This person will not only complement youth, they will complete an assignment with you. Together. You will break chains, together. You will build something that lasts beyond your lifetime. Together. You will restore the image of love, commitment, and covenant in a generation that has forgotten what sacred love looks like. This is just the beginning. Now breathe in the peace of that truth, beloved. Let it cover you like warm oil. The person God has been preparing for you is not just coming into your life. They are being sent, because divine love doesn't just arrive by coincidence. It is commissioned. God is not in the business of casual encounters. Every detail, every delay, every desire, it's all part of the divine orchestration. And now, the symphony of your love story is reaching a crescendo. The angels say, it's time. But first, there is something they want you to know. This connection isn't just to fulfill a longing, it's to fulfill a purpose. You are both carriers of something sacred, a spiritual blueprint, a generational shift. You are the ones who will break cycles, the ones who will build foundations, the ones who will plant seeds that your children and your children's children will harvest. Genesis 2:18 says, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." That word helper isn't about doing chores or filling space. It speaks to divine alignment, one soul designed to match the rhythm and mission of another. You were not meant to do this life alone, but God wanted to make sure you never mistook loneliness for readiness, because your readiness isn't about how long you've waited, it's about how deeply you've been prepared. Take a moment and ask yourself, have I grown enough to hold what I've prayed for? That question isn't meant to bring doubt. It's meant to bring clarity, because your spirit knows the answer. And for many of you, the answer is yes. You've done the work. You've surrendered. You've let God strip away what wasn't serving your future. You've fasted. You've prayed. You've stayed when it was easier to run. You've healed in private. You've worshiped with a broken heart. And heaven has recorded it all. Now God is saying, I trust you with what I withheld before. He's about to place a love in your life that will feel like a home you never knew you were building. But let me be clear, this will not look like what you expected, because this person may be younger than you, not just in age, but in how life has shaped them. They may carry a lightness, a freshness, an openness that your soul finds refreshing. They may not be who your past self would have chosen, but they are exactly who your healed self has been calling in. And yes, they will be wealthy. Not just with material provision, but with spiritual stability. They've been learning how to steward money without worshiping it. They've been asking God for someone who sees them, not just for their resources, but for their revelation. Because both of you are builders, both of you are visionaries, and both of you are about to combine forces in a way that multiplies heaven's purpose on earth. Let this confirmation settle in your spirit. Take a moment and whisper, Lord, I received this alignment. Prepare my heart. Now here's something many overlook. One reason this divine person was hidden for so long is because of the spiritual warfare surrounding your union. There are generational curses that didn't want you to connect. There were spiritual delays and false attachments sent to confuse you, derail you, distract you. But your discernment cut through the noise. Your obedience protected your path, and heaven is rewarding you. Psalm 84:11 says, "No good thing does he withhold from those who walk uprightly." He withheld it only to prepare it. And now, not only is the relationship being released, but so is the protection around it. God is assigning angels to guard this connection, to shield it from jealousy, to hide it from spiritual attacks, to preserve its purity until the appointed time. Because this connection is not just about you. It's about the people who will be healed by the love you model. This is bigger than wedding dates and rings. This is about showing the world what it looks like when two people build a relationship on prophecy, not preference. This is about being the evidence that God still writes love stories, that covenant still exists, that prayer still works, that alignment is still real. And now that your season has shifted, your angels want you to start living as if it's already done. This is the power of preemptive gratitude. Thank God in advance for the home you'll build. Thank Him for the healing conversations. Thank Him for the children who will grow up with parents who pray together. Thank Him for the business, the ministry, the quiet mornings, and the deep nights of intimacy and intercession. Because gratitude moves the heavens faster than worry ever will. Philippians 4:6 reminds us, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." When you thank God like it's already yours, you signal to heaven, "I'm ready." And heaven responds to faith like that. Your person is not far. They are not confused. They are not tied to someone else. They are being drawn to you even now. You will meet when both of you are in the exact alignment for impact, not just intimacy. And when it happens, it will feel like peace. Not pressure, not guessing that, just peace. Like a door that opens and leads you into a room you didn't realize you were already prepared to enter. Stay in expectancy. Let your heart remain soft. Forgive quickly. Release old attachments. Stay faithful to your process. Because the wait wasn't wasted. It was woven into a beautiful story of redemption, grace, timing, and divine alignment. Now that you know the truth of why they were hidden, let your heart rest. Let your soul unclench. There's nothing you need to force, nothing you need to chase. What is destined for you will not pass you by, and what is aligned with heaven cannot be delayed by earth. Even now, your angels are preparing divine introductions. You may notice unusual shifts, small encounters that feel deeply significant, conversations that stir something inside you, names that resurface in dreams. These are not coincidences. They are signals, indicators that the veil is lifting and divine timing is unfolding. You'll know this person not by the way they impress a room, but by the way they bring peace to your inner world. You'll feel grounded in their presence, seen not just physically, but spiritually. And you'll realize this is what you've been praying for. Even when you didn't have the words, the Lord has been writing their name in the margins of your destiny all along. Psalm 37:23 says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way." Your steps are not random. The journey you've walked, the heartbreaks, the delays, the silent seasons, they were all part of the divine choreography. You didn't miss your moment. You were being made for it. There is a sacred reassurance settling into your spirit right now, isn't there? It's not anxiety, it's alignment. It's the knowing that something is on the ways, something holy, something whole, something that echoes the voice of God inside your heart. And here's something powerful to hold on to. God didn't just prepare someone for you. He prepared you for someone. You are the answer to someone's wilderness. You are the stability they've been asking God for. You are the intercessor they didn't know they needed. Your presence will unlock levels in them that no one else could reach. Proverbs 18:22 tells us, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." But understand that scripture doesn't only apply to gender roles. It reveals a principle. Connection activates favor. Your union will be a release point. What couldn't move alone will accelerate in covenant. So begin preparing, not out of impatience, but out of prophecy. Prepare your space. Prepare your heart. Prepare your schedule to make room for someone who's not here to play games, but to build legacy. You won't have to shrink yourself to be loved. You'll expand in their presence. Your laughter will return. Your glow will deepen. And yes, there may be moments of doubt. The enemy will try to plant confusion, stir up old wounds, whisper fears, like, what if it doesn't happen? But that's when you anchor in gratitude. You speak faith louder than fear. You say, thank you, God, that it's already written. Thank you that what you started, you will finish. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. This is your season, not of waiting, but of becoming, not of wandering, but of walking into what's already been promised. And when it arrives, you'll realize why nothing else ever worked. Because this person, this love, this calling, it will feel like home, like something ancient returning, like the final puzzle piece clicking into place. And you'll say to yourself, now I understand. This is why I had to wait. This is why nothing else made sense. Take another deep breath. Let peace flow in. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to heaven. The angels have been working while you've been weeping. God has been aligning while you've been asking. And now the moment is drawing near. Psalm 27:14 says, wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. You've waited. You've grown strong. And now your courage is being rewarded. Let your faith rise. Let your hope return. Let your spirit expect the impossible. Because when God says, now, nothing can stop it. Not distance, not delay, not demonic opposition. What is yours, what is heaven sent will find you. And when it does, it will be undeniable. It will be unshakable. It will be unmistakably divine. You may feel it already, a shift deep in your spirit. A quiet joy rising without explanation. That's how the divine often moves. Not with loud fanfare, but with soft assurance. It settles in your bones before it appears in your reality. And that is where you are right now, in the edge of manifestation. The angels are making it clear. Your love story is not delayed. It's being revealed. You've walked through the valley of loneliness, but you've done it with grace. You've learned how to comfort yourself in prayer. You've made the Lord your closest companion. And now, heaven is rewarding that intimacy by bringing someone into your life who will see you the way God sees you. This person will not be confused about your worth. They won't need convincing of your value. They will recognize your spirit because it mirrors something in their own. And that connection, spirit to spirites, something the world can't imitate. Song of Songs 3:2-4 says, I found the one my soul loves. That is the kind of recognition that's coming. Not just chemistry, not just physical attraction, but deep, soul-level familiarity, a divine remembrance. And it won't just be you recognizing them. They'll recognize you, too. They'll feel a peace they can't explain when they're around you. They'll feel seen not for their accomplishments, but for their anointing. They'll feel like they finally found the place where they can rest and rise at the same time. That's what happens when destiny meets. Alignment. But here's something you must hold on to. The enemy will try to distract you right before destiny appears. Don't be surprised if old flames, situationships, or emotional triggers try to resurface now. That's not confirmation. To counterattack, you must be discerning. Remember what you're being prepared for. Remember that this connection will not just bring emotional fulfillment, it will bring generational healing. You've broken so many cycles already. Cycles of abandonment, of betrayal, of emotional starvation. And this love will be the evidence that your healing wasn't in vain. Isaiah 61:7 says, instead of your shame, you shall receive double honor. That includes in your relationships. Where you were once overlooked, you'll be cherished. Where you were once dismissed, you'll be deeply valued. Let that promise wash over you. There's a new rhythm coming to your days. You'll find yourself moving slower, not out of apathy, but out of peace. You'll no longer feel the pressure to chase love because it will come to you, drawn by the magnetism of your healed heart and holy posture. And yes, you'll be tempted to second guess it. Could this really be it? Am I ready? But remember this, the right love won't require performance. It will call forth authenticity. It won't confuse you, will confirm you. You've spent years preparing spiritually. Now that preparation will finally collide with purpose. Don't underestimate what you carry. Don't downplay your growth. The person coming into your life has been praying for someone exactly like you. Someone who knows how to stand in both prayer and power. Someone who can nurture without losing themselves. Someone who can walk beside them, not behind, not ahead, but in divine rhythm. Proverbs 4:18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day." That is what this next season will look like. No more darkness, no more confusion, just light, gradual, certain, glorious. Let this confirmation anchor you. Let it fill you with calm. Expectancy. You don't need to go searching anymore. You are already found. Even now, God is working on the heart of the one He's bringing into your life. He's healing them. He's revealing your name in their dreams. He's aligning their steps with yours. And when it happens, when your paths finally meet, you'll feel it deep in your soul. This is what I was waiting for. There will be no striving, no panic, no doubt, only peace, only clarity, only God's undeniable fingerprints all over your union. Breathe that in. This isn't just a relationship. It's a revival. It's a divine appointment. It's the beginning of a legacy. The angels have been whispering it all along, and now they're shouting. They're finally coming. And as they come, heaven is making room, not just in your heart, but in your mind, your daily life, and your future. Because what's coming isn't just a visitor, it's a co-creator. Someone who's not arriving to fix you, but to build. With you, someone who won't need to be convinced of your value, because they were made to honor it. Someone whose spirit was sculpted in quiet places, just like yours, under the hand of the same Father. Your union has been wrapped in divine timing, covered in intercession, and sealed with purpose. And the angels want you to understand this truth with deep clarity. This connection will not be fragile. It will be fortified. It will not come to test your worth, but to confirm it. And although your past may have been filled with rejection, you will not be rejected here. You will be received fully and finally. Genesis 24:40 says, "The Lord, before whom I have walked faithfully, will send His angel with you and make your journey a success." That's the kind of favor that's walking with you into this next chapter. That's the level of divine orchestration that's going before you even now. Clearing paths, softening hearts, synchronizing divine schedules. You have not missed your season. You have not been left behind. You have been hidden for preservation, not punishment. Your love story is sacred. And because of that, God did not allow just anyone to carry it. Take another breath. Let your heart surrender to that truth. And here's what else your angels are declaring. This divine relationship will unlock things in you that you thought were dormant. You will feel alive again emotionally, creatively, spiritually. That ideas that once felt too big will start to bloom. Desires you tucked away will rise gently back to the surface, ready to be honored, not feared. And it won't just be because of the person, it will be because of what God has been doing in you to prepare for what He's bringing to you. Your obedience in seasons of loneliness has created space for abundance. Psalm 126:5 reminds us, "Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy." And your time of reaping is near. You may begin to feel an unusual peace. Even before the person shows up, peace will settle into your days like a warm light. That's not imagination, that's confirmation. It's the spiritual knowing that alignment is active, that things are moving, even if your eyes don't see it yet. This is why the angels are urging you to stay grateful right now, not later. Thank God not only for what's coming, but for how He's kept you, for how He's been gentle in your becoming, for how He's used the delay to deepen your discernment, because what's coming is too valuable to give to someone who doesn't recognize its worth. And now, you're ready not just to be loved, but to receive love. Ready to communicate with clarity, to give without fear, to trust without anxiety. Your inner healing has created a new foundation. What's built on it will not be shaken. This relationship will serve something greater than romance. It will birth ministry. It will model kingdom partnership. It will rewrite what your family line knew about love and stability. You're not just attracting a partner. You're walking into legacy love, Isaiah 62:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And beloved, the time is right. Everything in the spirit realm is shifting on your behalf. Hearts are being aligned. Homes are being prepared. Even resources are being positioned. Because this divine love story isn't meant to survive on strugglettes, meant to thrive in abundance. God is not sending someone to complete you. He's sending someone to complement the calling that's already complete in you. There will be laughter in places where tears used to live. There will be peace in the spaces where you used to overthink. There will be rest where you used to carry fear. And there will be unity that makes you feel more whole, not less yourself. Let all these confirmations rest in your soul. Like sacred oil, you don't need to chase love. You need only to stay positioned, stay faithful, stay open, because the angels have declared it. They're finally coming. And you, beloved, are finally ready. So now, precious soul, as you sit with these words, let them settle like rain on fertile ground. Let your heart finally believe that it's not too late, that God hasn't forgotten, and that what he promised is still alive and moving in your direction. There's a tenderness in the way heaven moves when your spirit begins to open again, when it dares to hope one more time. To believe that this wait was not punishment, but preparation. You've seen others find love, build families, post smiling photos, and maybe part of you has felt forgotten in the silence. But the truth is, God's silence was never absence. It was incubation. The love coming your way is not coming to fill a void. It's coming to flow from the overflow of the healing that's already begun in you. This is why God needed you whole first, not perfect, but present in your own soul, able to give and receive in truth and freedom. And now that you are standing in this space with more wisdom, more softness, more trust, you are ready to be entrusted with a kind of love that doesn't just romance you, but reflects God's nature to you. Isaiah 54:10 speaks gently here. Though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken. This is the kind of love heaven is mirroring through this connection. Unshakable, rooted, sacred. And when it begins to manifest, it won't come with fireworks, but with confirmation. The peace will speak louder than the chemistry. The spirit-to-spirit knowing will outweigh the surface charm. You'll both carry a sense of purpose like you've met before in another realm. Because in truth, your spirits have known each other longer than your minds have. And that's why you'll feel safe so quickly. There will be a supernatural ease. Not the absence of effort, but the absence of striving. You'll look in their eyes and see more than beauty. You'll see recognition, a remembering, a divine echo that whispers, "It's you." And in the days and months that follow, your relationship will not just grow, it will glow. People around you will feel something when you're together. Peace will hover in your presence. Healing will spring up in casual conversations. Even your disagreements will be refining, not wounding. Because when God ordains it, he also sustains it. Psalm 89:34 says, "I will not violate my covenant or alter the word that went forth from my lips." What God has spoken over your life, including your love life, will not be taken back. It will be fulfilled. But you must stay anchored. Even as you begin to sense the nearness of this person, the enemy will still try to twist the narrative. He may stir up doubt. You're not ready. You don't deserve this. It's too late. Silence those lies with the truth of what you've survived. Remind yourself that you are no longer the version of you who accepted half-hearted love or spiritual compromise. You've grown. You've fought for your healing. You've invested in your faith, and now you are ready for love that is aligned with all of that. Let this love find you doing what you are called to do, serving, growing, resting, becoming. Let it find you in your joy, not your desperation. Because the person God is sending doesn't want your perfection, they want your presence. And when they come, you won't feel the need to perform. You'll simply be, and that will be enough. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 gives us this promise. 2 are better than 1. If either of them falls, one can help the other up. This person will not let you walk alone. They will be your intercessor, your encourager, your equal. They will be strong in the areas where you're tender, and tender in the areas where you've had to be strong for too long. This is a kingdom connection, one that serves not just you, but others, one that multiplies peace in your home and influence in your purpose, one that becomes a safe space for laughter, vision, and worship. This connection will be different, not because love is rare, but because this love is righteous, and righteous love leaves a legacy. The children you may raise, the people you may inspire, the spiritual territory you'll reclaim, it all starts with this one act of obedience. Staying in position and believing it's still coming. So now, speak it again. Whisper it with faith. I believe. Say it not for me, not for the camera, not even for the algorithm, but for yourself. Say it because your words carry the power of creation. Say it because the angels are recording your agreement in this very moment. Say it because faith is the bridge between what you see and what God has promised. And as you speak, know this. You are not waiting in vain. You are waiting in victory. You are waiting with purpose. You are waiting with heaven's eyes watching over your heart, because the angels have said it, and so it is. They're finally coming. You've come this far with faith as your compass, and now heaven is stretching your heart even more, asking you not only to believe that love is coming, but to begin preparing to receive it in fullness. Because, beloved, it's not just about what you're waiting for, it's about who you are becoming as you wait. And in this sacred waiting, something has been quietly shifting. Your soul has been expanding. Your capacity to hold love, to nurture peace, to sustain deep connection has grown, deeper than ever before. You've stopped looking for someone to save you, and instead, you've become someone who walks in wholeness. And that is what attracts what's holy. This is why your angels have not been rushing your timeline. They've been gently, patiently, divinely ensuring that what is being built inside of you will not collapse under the weight of what's about to be given to you. Because the kind of relationship heaven is sending isn't light, it's weighty with purpose, legacy, and impact. It is love, yes, but it is also ministry. Genesis 24:7 speaks a prophetic truth. The Lord, the God of heaven, who brought me out of my father's household, will send his angel before you so that you can get a wife from my son from there. Just as God sent an angel before Abraham's servant to prepare a divine union, he has also sent angels ahead of you into places you haven't even entered yet to make divine appointments on your behalf. There are people, opportunities, conversations, already being aligned by God's unseen hand to lead you to the right one at the right time. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to orchestrate your meeting. You simply have to remain faithful to your assignment. Tan love will meet you on the path of purpose. Take a breath and receive that. You don't have to perform to be noticed. You don't have to be perfect to be chosen. You simply need to be you. Authentic, present, spirit-filled, willing. And this person, this younger, wealthy, spiritually awakened individual is not coming to fill your emptiness. They're coming to amplify your fullness. They are drawn to your joy, your prayer life, your consistency. They've had relationships that were shallow, transactional, conditional. But when they meet you, they will encounter something entirely different. They will meet peace. They will meet presence. They will meet someone who has been seasoned by the wilderness and still worships. Someone who has been through fire and still loves deeply. Someone who carries an atmosphere of God's glory. Psalm 23:5 declares, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." This next season of your life is going to look like overflow, not only financially, but emotionally, relationally, spiritually. You will not be surviving love, you will be thriving in it, and others will watch. They will see the shift. They'll see the joy on your face, the softness in your tone, the favor surrounding your relationship, and some may question, how did this happen so suddenly? But you'll know it wasn't sudden. It was sovereign. Every sleepless night, every quiet prayer, every tear, every fast, every journal entry, every lonely drive where you whispered, "God, I trust you even when I don't understand." It all counted. It all counted. None of it was wasted. Isaiah 32:18 echoes the heart of God here. Yet the Lord longs to be gracious to you. Therefore, he will rise up to show you compassion. God wants to bless you. He delights in giving good. gifts to his children. And when you align your desires with his will, the gifts begin to come not as distractions, but as destiny accelerators. So ask yourself again, could this be what I've been sensing lately? That soft inner stirring, that sense that something is near. You're not imagining it, you are discerning it. Your spirit has already received what your eyes are about to see. This is why you've been feeling the urge to clean, to prepare, to deepen your prayer life, to stay off distractions. That's the Spirit readying your atmosphere for divine visitation. And when your person comes, they will not just complement your vibe, they will carry confirmation in their voice, their posture, their presence. You'll pray with them and feel heaven draw near. You'll plan with them and feel peace settle. You'll worship with them and realize this is kingdom. It won't always be easy. There will be stretching, there will be refining, but there will also be reward, because this is not another cycle of confusion. This is the beginning of clarity. The angels have surrounded your journey with protection. What once could have distracted you no longer has access. What once wounded you no longer has the power to reach you. You are covered, sealed, and watched over by heavenly presence. Take this next moment to whisper gratitude before the manifestation. Thank God for who is coming. Thank him for who you've become. Thank him for the journey, the pruning, the elevation. Thank him that what's been promised is not just possible, it's inevitable. Let these words settle deep in your spirit. They're finally coming, and you, chosen one, are finally ready. And now, in this sacred unfolding, there is a peace you haven't felt before, an anchoring that no longer wavers in the presence of delay, because delay has lost its sting. You've been through enough to know that what's meant for you will always find you, and not only will it find you, it will fit like a key finally slipping into the lock of destiny. This is how divine love works. It's not forced. It's not manipulated. It doesn't come with conditions or ultimatums. It comes with confirmation. And the angels are rejoicing because your spirit has grown into alignment with this kind of love. You are no longer searching from a place of lack, but receiving from a place of fullness. You've become the very thing you prayed for. You've stopped waiting to be chosen and started living as chosen. Your person will see this. They'll be drawn not to your perfection, but to your peace. They'll recognize the light in your eyes, the authority in your prayers, the softness in your presence. They've seen many people, but they haven't seen you. And when they do, something in them will settle. Something that's been wandering in search of home will finally rest. You see, God has been speaking to them about you, just as he's been speaking to you about them. This is not a one-sided preparation. This is a mirrored refinement. They've had to grow in silence. They've been tested in places that broke others. They've surrendered desires and sacrificed comfort. Why? Because God didn't want them to settle for anything that didn't carry the same spiritual weight they do. And now finally, they're being released. Released to recognize you. Released to pursue. Released to love you in the way you've always deserved to be loved. Proverbs 3:5-6 declares, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." And now, your paths are aligning not by accident, but by divine design. Do you feel the confirmation rising in your chest? That's not a emotion, it's revelation. The veil is thinning. The divine is drawing near. The heavens are parting over your life in quiet, glorious ways. It may not be loud, but it will be lasting. It may not be flashy, but it will be firm. Because this is not just about romances, about reform. This relationship is an assignment, a kingdom calling, a covenant that will birth new life spiritually and in the legacy you create together. When God brings the healed, yielded people together, the enemy trembles. Because unity like that breaks chains, heals bloodlines, and restores territories. And that is what you are stepping into. Isaiah 61:4 says, "They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated." That is the mantle on your future together. Not just to be in love, but to be love in action. To model the kind of sacred, spirit-filled intimacy that rewrites stories. And yes, some won't understand. Some will question why it happened so fast. Why it looks so easy. Why it feels so right. But you won't owe anyone an explanation, because you've walked through fire to get here. You've died to old versions of yourself. You've buried dreams only to see them resurrected in God's timing. You've obeyed when it cost you everything. And now, you're about to see what obedience births. Let this moment settle into your spirit. You are no longer hoping for it. You are walking toward it. And as you walk, angels go before you, guarding your heart, lighting your path, singing over your soul. They've seen every tear, heard every prayer, marked every act of faith, and now they are rejoicing because it's time. Psalm 126:2 says, "Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them." That will be your testimony. Joy will return to your mornings. Laughter will echo in your home. You will look around and say, "God, you did it." This is the final stretch. The air is different here. You're not just waiting anymore, you're witnessing. Witnessing the evidence of prayers prayed in private. Witnessing the unraveling of loneliness. Witnessing the hand of God weaving two stories into one sacred scroll. You don't have to chase. You only have to align. And alignment looks like gratitude. It looks like worship before you see it. It looks like preparing a space for what hasn't yet arrived, but trusting that it's on the way. So take this next step in faith. Pray over your future spouse. Speak life over your home. Speak favor over your union. And then do what heaven is asking of you right now. Rest in the knowing that the promise is real. Rest in the peace that God cannot lie. Rest in the love that has always been written for you, long before you ever asked for it. The angels have declared it again and again. They're finally coming, and so is your sacred forever. This is the moment your soul has waited for. Not a moment of spectacle, but a moment of sacred clarity. All along, God wasn't just crafting a love story for you. He was preparing a legacy through you. He was aligning time, hearts, and spiritual destiny to ensure that when this love appeared, you'd both be ready not just to receive each other, but to walk in purpose together. So now, breathe in that truth. Let it wrap around you like warmth. Let it settle over every place that once felt forgotten, overlooked, or unworthy, because heaven has never once overlooked you. Not for a second. God knew the timeline. God saw the end from the beginning, and he chose this moment to whisper, through angels and confirmations, that the divine connection is near, that the waiting wasn't empty, was strategic, that your obedience didn't delay the blessing yet protected it. Proverbs 18:22 reminds us again, "He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord." This union will not only be good, it will be drenched in favor. It will be marked by peace, covered in grace, and moved forward by divine acceleration. No more delays, no more confusion, no more being tempted to go back to what didn't work. This time, it will feel different, because you are different. You've evolved from needing validation to carrying it within, from asking God when to thanking him in advance for what's already in motion. You've turned waiting into worship, and God honors that. This love is coming quietly, gently, yet it will shift everything. You'll look back at this moment, at this very message, and say, "That was the day I felt it. That was the moment I knew my wait wasn't in vain." Psalm 37:4-5 brings it full circle. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act. And now, God is acting. Heaven is moving. The angels have declared it. They're finally coming, and you, beloved child of God, are finally ready. If this message resonated with your spirit, if it stirred something holy inside of you, now is your moment to respond. Like this video as a symbol of agreement. Comment below with your declaration. Blessed and ready, so the angels see your faith written plainly. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Angel Code Message Channel, so you never miss another divine confirmation again. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are deeply seen, fully loved, and divinely appointed for such a time as this. This is your season. This is your sacred arrival. They're finally coming, and heaven is smiling.